Rather surprisingly, given Disney's recent open-armed stance regarding all things LGBTQ+, the network have scrapped the gay-friendly animation Nimona. But after viewing the show as a slam dunk, Netflix were more than happy to revive it. Which fans of the N.D. Stevenson's novels will be delighted. Today we're discussing why it was given the boot by Disney and what to expect when it is released on Netflix. Stay tuned. First up, what's it all about? An unlikely alliance ensures that a shapeshifter known as Nimona, a titular hero, teams up with Ballister Blackheart, a moral criminal, as he goes in search of revenge on Ambrosius Goldenloin, his former friend who shot off his arm years before after losing a joust. The pair were both friends at the Institute, maybe more, but following the disagreement and the lack of a need for a one-armed hero, Ballister was kicked out. As the pair raid research facilities and rob banks to feed the poor, they uncover a conspiracy which involves the Institute and the use of an outlawed poisonous plant. Nimona uses her shapeshifting abilities to turn into a news reporter and reveal to the world what the Institute has been up to. Goldenloin is reluctantly given the job of apprehending Ballister and killing Nimona, but fails in his efforts and is replaced. However, during the plan to capture Ballister, two people die of illness and Ballister attempts to give them the antidote. Unfortunately, he's captured, but whilst in prison, Goldenloin apologizes to him. Nimona, also imprisoned, splits herself in half, one half turning into a dragon and killing all in its path, while the other half is found by Ballister. She then reveals that it's dangerous to split herself as one half always loses and disintegrates, so Ballister must intervene to make sure this doesn't happen. Have you read the N.D. Stevenson novel? Let us know below. So, why was it dropped by Disney+? Stay tuned to find out. Well, the movie was set to be released earlier this year, but follows Blue Sky Studios' closure last spring. Nimona was literally just collateral damage. The studio, which was actually owned by Disney, was responsible for hits such as the epic Ice Age movies, so the closure is sure to hit Disney hard. Back in February 2021, Disney announced the studio would be closing due to the economic impact of the COVID-19 lockdowns on its business operations. And a Disney spokesperson commented on the closure at the time, saying, "Given the current economic realities, after much consideration and evaluation, we have made the difficult decision to close filmmaking operations at Blue Sky Studios." It is thought that Disney moved some staff around to other operations as well as making some others redundant. Production had already begun on Nimona, which had already begun life as a webcomic from author Noelle Stevenson, and was then turned into a novel before Blue Sky noticed its potential. And Stevenson herself was on hand to give her thoughts on the studio closing last year, saying, "Sad day. Thanks for the well wishes and sending so much love to everyone at Blue Sky. Forever grateful for all the care and joy you poured into Nimona." As well as this, scriptwriter Pamela Ribon, who wrote the script for Moana, explained how sad she was that people won't get to see Nimona. What do you guys make of Blue Sky closing? Next up, Netflix saves the day. Of course, Netflix saw the massive potential of this story and did the honorable thing and stepped in to save it, thankfully. And the creators of the film, which has been described as techno-medieval, will be delighted. They now have a new home and can tell their story in full. Chloe Grace Moritz, star of another LGBTQ+ movie, The Miseducation of Cameron Post, is set to voice our titular character, Nimona, alongside Riz Ahmed, who will be providing the voice for our anti-hero, Ballister Boldheart. Joining the pair will be Eugene Lee Yang as Goldenloin, who has described the character as a heroic knight. Having been severely disappointed last year when Disney canceled the movie, author and creator N.D. Stevenson will have been delighted at the news that Netflix were picking this one up, and she said recently, "Nimona's always been a spunky little story that just wouldn't stop. She's a fighter, but she also got some really awesome people fighting for her. I'm excited out of my mind to announce that the Nimona movie is alive, coming at you in 2023 from Annapurna and Netflix." It is thought that Nick Bruno and Troy Quane, the pair behind the animated movie Spies in Disguise, have signed on to direct this one, as original directing choice Patrick Osborne has since dropped out. What do you think of Netflix coming to the rescue of Nimona? Pretty cool, right? So, when can we expect to see it? Of course, originally it was scheduled to have dropped this past January, but thanks to Blue Sky being closed down by Disney, this was obviously all put back a year or two. And author of the novel, N.D. Stevenson, has claimed that it will drop in 2023. But do we know any more? Let's see. Well, right now, there doesn't seem to be anything more concrete than 2023. But that does seem pretty set in stone, so not much longer to wait. All things considered, and of course, the film is set to feature a same-sex kiss scene, which some have suggested is the true reason behind Disney canceling the movie. However, given Disney's recent indulgence in gender-neutral language and trans rights, it seems as though a same-sex romance scene would be something they would embrace. But one former employee at Blue Sky claims this is the case, going on to say, when the world's largest entertainment corporation makes content for children while systematically censoring gay content, they are driving LGBTQ children into dark places. Do you think there's any truth to this? Seems difficult to believe that a company such as Disney, who pride themselves on being progressive as well as woke, would cancel a movie for having a same-sex kiss scene. I mean, it's 2022, guys, come on. Next up, some slightly worrying Netflix news. Stay with us. In light of falling subscriptions, Netflix have reportedly suggested a solution to their problems, and not all fans are going to be impressed. Earlier this week, they hinted at the fact that they could be set to remove the password sharing feature, which allows up to 4 people to use the account. But fans have rallied and claimed that some are already paying the premium rate, $13.99 in UK, for this feature, as the most basic plan, $5.99 in UK, only covers one device. The company has seen a sharp fall in subscribers recently, probably due to the barbaric rise in the cost of living. The streaming service saw a decrease of 200,000 accounts in the first quarter in 2022, as people have had to tighten their belts, as well as competition from other services. Another reason they've been hit so hard was their decision to leave Russia. However, they should not be putting the cost of this decision onto the end user, as this will only result in more people leaving the service, ourselves included. There are plenty of other options out there these days which cost less, so Netflix certainly needs to tread carefully. The company said recently, "Our revenue growth has slowed considerably. Our relatively high household penetration, which including the large number of households sharing accounts, combined with competition, is creating revenue growth headwinds. But the service has also claimed that subscribers are sharing their passwords, which is surely their prerogative if they're purchasing a service." What do you guys make of this? Give us your own opinions below. And finally, Elon Musk has offered an explanation for Netflix's falling viewership. Never one to shy away from airing his opinions, Tesla founder Elon Musk has today blamed what he called the woke mind virus for making the streaming service unwatchable. In our opinion, there are plenty of shows on Netflix that haven't been contaminated by the hardcore woke element, but this is Musk's explanation for their drop in subscribers. Musk failed to give an explanation of what exactly Netflix was doing to suggest they had been affected by said woke mind virus, but he has in the past made reference to the fact that he would like their sci-fi and fantasy to actually contain a bit of sci-fi and fantasy. Of course, when you're one of the world's smartest people, most sci-fi and fantasy shows probably look pretty ridiculous. And when one of his many followers suggested that the woke mind virus is the biggest threat to the civilization, the SpaceX chief simply replied by saying yes. In response to falling numbers, it's also been suggested that Netflix may introduce an advert-supported subscription, which only served to see shares of the company plummet by more than 15%. What do you make of Musk's words? As always, thanks for stopping by today, and remember to join us next time when we will be discussing more fun stuff. Also, if you're feeling like doing us a solid, why not like and share today's video, as well as subscribing to our channel to make sure you don't miss the rest of our fantastic upcoming content. Bye, guys.